One of the lessons I learned from this very thing is that people are so important. When men were taken out of the way, when people were taken out of the way, it created an imbalance. Supply and demand was affected, and because supply and demand was affected, finances was also what affected. Circulation of finances was affected because there was what? An imbalance. Now, what should we learn from this? Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Franklin from Money Code Academy. On today's video, I want to talk about, the key reason why there was financial crisis during the pandemic. I really want to do this because I took our time to sit down and ponder on the whole situation that took place 16 months ago or thereabout. And, when you take a look at it, the world was actually dealing with a health situation. But then, this health situation now trickled into the area of finances, and the whole world began to face not just health crisis, but then financial crisis. And I wanted to know why this happened. And after a lot of meditation and pondering on the whole thing that took place, I discovered something that you can take advantage of. I'm telling you, anyone can take advantage of this very thing. Trust me. Now, the key reason why finances became a problem in the long run, even though the world was facing a health crisis, the real reason why finances became a problem was because people were taken out of the picture. Remember, when that whole thing took place, there was lockdown and everyone needed to stay indoors. Now, because everyone needed to stay indoors, nothing was happening out there in the streets. You get the point now? So everybody had to stay indoors. They had no choice. Now, what did this do? It affected supply and demand. This is something that I want you to understand here. It affected what? Supply and what? And demand. In other words, the people who were into the business of supplies, they could no longer supply or render services. Now, the people who could have needed the supply, who could have demanded the supply, who could have demanded some of these services, guess what? These people could no longer demand the service because they were indoors and they were not allowed outside. So you see that many businesses began to fold. Many businesses began to fold. You know why? Because the purpose for which they existed, it was no longer there. And what was the purpose? To meet the needs of men. Now, what do you learn from this? Months has come and gone. Things are stabilizing now, although many countries, many companies also are still reeling under the effects of the pandemic. But what can you and I learn from this very thing? Now, this is so important. I want you to pay close attention because many people may not think this is necessary, but guess what? It is very, very necessary. One of the lessons I learned from this very thing is that people are so important. When men were taken out of the way, when people were taken out of the way, it created an imbalance. Supply and demand was affected, and because supply and demand was affected, finances was also what? Affected. Circulation of finances was affected because there was what? An imbalance. Now, what should we learn from this? As long as people are around you, hear me, you cannot be broke. I'm going to repeat that. As long as you have people around you, you cannot be broke. Now, why is this important? Let me explain. When people were taken out of the way, supply and demand was affected. Now, people are back into the picture, meaning there are lots and lots of people out there who are in need of several products, several goods, several services. Where do you come in? You now need to look for a way to fit in. Yeah, you heard me right. You need to look for a way to fit in. Take a look around you. The people in your environment, the people in your world, what do you think they will need most? Go for their needs. Identify their needs and look for a way you can meet those needs. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that as long as there are people around you, it means there will always be money around you. Now you have to position yourself, because see, whether you like it or not, there are millions of dollars flying over your head on a regular basis. That's the truth. Make no mistakes about this. There are money crossing your path on a regular basis. When you step out of the house, financial transactions are happening all around you. You go to the supermarket, financial transaction is happening. You want to take a taxi, financial transaction is happening there. You go to the restaurant, financial transactions are happening there. So you see that financial transactions are happening everywhere, all around you. Financial transactions are happening. The question is, in what way are you going to position yourself to tap into these transactions that is currently going on? Are you going to sit back and just watch? There are people today who have limited themselves to only getting a job before they will be able to be positioned to earn. But that shouldn't be the case. Stop looking in the direction of company if you don't have a job. Look in the direction of people. All the money you are looking for is in the hands of men. But then, if men are going to release this money to you, you need to sit back and attract it. You need to come up with a solution. What solution can you give to your world? I cannot stop talking about this because this is the key. There are several groups of people. We have students. Students have needs. Now, when we talk about students, even this has category. We have a category for KG students. We have category for, high school students, university students, college students. In what way can you meet their needs? We have men, we have women, and each and every of these categories, they all have needs. What can you do to position yourself in a way that you can be able to meet some of these needs? This is so important. I want you to think about this. This is one of the reasons you see that financial crisis came into the world. Why men were taken out of the way. Now, the reason why men are facing financial crisis is because they've not discovered how to reach out to men. When we talk about money, most people think money is the paper. No, that's just the legal tendency. Actual money is men. And permit me to say this, right where you are listening to me, I can tell you there's money all around you. Every man you see walking on the road is money. That's what you are saying. Not in the wrong way. What I'm trying to say is that every man you see on the road, they all have needs. The question is, in what way are you going to be able to meet their needs? This is one thing that you must always ponder on. When you step out, when you go to the mall, you step out there. When you see all the corporations all around you, the businesses, you see that they are all meeting one need or the other. They are all trying to solve a problem for mankind. What problem are you going to solve? Think about it. If you will fix this area of your life, I'm telling you, your financial crisis will be over. That's the truth. I discovered those who are doing well financially today are all men and women who are, to a great extent, solving the problems of mankind. Be a part of those who is solving that problem. And I'm telling you, your life will not remain the same. If you will do this, I'm telling you, in a short while, financial crisis will be over. Now, what are you going to do? Sit down and just think, in what way can I meet the needs of men? In what way can I meet the needs of men? Think about it. Okay? So that will be all for this very video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Now, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and families, subscribe if you haven't done so, and drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Until then, keep cracking the money code. God bless you.